Hello there! Today we're gonna start playing one of the expansion campaigns for Tzar, which were, for some reason, only released in Italy. And apparently there's 4 of them. I don't know if they are meant to be played in a specific order or where even to find them. So we're just gonna start with this one, King Arthur and Excalibur. I have no idea what's ahead of us. So far I only had a little look into the first mission to see if everything works. So I'm pretty excited. I hope it's good. Let's go. So yeah, we're gonna play on hard, obviously. And let's see. At the beginning of the 6th century AD, in the years 516, King Arthur succeeded his father, Uther Pendragon, in the crown of England. But the story of who will become England's best king began a few years earlier. Just before Arthur's birth, his father, who wanted to make a pact to end hostilities caused by the Duke of Cornwall, ordered him to come at court with his bride, Igraine. The king fell madly in love for the beautiful duke's bride, who, refusing his advances, suggested his husband to run overnight and take refuge in their castle. Uther Pendragon, humiliated, found in his defiance a perfect excuse to destroy the duke and over his lands, his vassals, and his bride. In this way, a war was born from lust. Very cruel battles were fought, and the war was bloody. Were fought, and the most very cruel battles were fought, and the war was bloody, the king was desperate and wanted Igraine. So on this note, I think it's worth mentioning that this is a fan translation, so there might be some translation mistakes or some things might not really make sense. So yeah, just to put that out there. Frustrated, Uther requested the help of wizard Merlin. Thanks to his magical arts, the king was able to trick Igraine. 3 hours after her husband has fallen in battle, Uther Pendragon, under the duke's appearance, took his beloved. When Igraine knew she had become a widow, she had no choice than submit to the king's will, who made her his wife. 9 months after that deceit, a child was born, and the time came for the king to pay for his lust, giving Merlin the fruit of his passion for Igraine. Merlin entrusted Sir Hector with the custody and education of the child, to whom the wizard gave a name that would later inspire terror among his enemies, because he would be the most powerful king of England of all times, Arthur. When Arthur was 2, his father died, leaving the throne vacant. Since that time, it has been a dark age for his domains. Looting and destruction replaced the common sense, and Merlin decided to summon the Kingdom Knights for Christmas, hoping the Lord would send a sign to end this madness. The day specified, while everyone was praying, a huge marble block appeared in the patio of the biggest church in London, and on it a steel anvil passed by a sword. These words were engraved on it: "Whoever gets the sword out of this stone and anvil will be King of England by birthright." It was publicly announced that after the New Year tournament, all knights present could try to draw the sword, but all attempts were vain until, I guess this is where it starts. "Come on, my sons, we'll never make it to the tournament." "I'm already 15, father. When will I be able to take part?" "Good grief. When you're old enough, you can do it, Arthur. In the meantime, take an example from your brother Kay." "Yes, father. I hope the Lord judges me worthy this year." "Welcome, Sir Hector. The tournament has just begun. Does your son, Sir Kay, take part?" "Sure. And he should brandish his sword. His turn is right after this one." "Forgot my sword at home, father." "Hurry, Arthur, look for a sword. I have to help your brother wear armor and get ready for the tournament. If you don't come back before the end of this hourglass, your brother will be disqualified. Don't waste time playing with cows." "I'll be quick as the wind." He died. Do we go back to the farm? There's little time left, yeah, so I actually looked into it before and tested it, and I just went to the sword over here. But yeah, that we can't get there yet, so we have to go to the farm first. The house is locked. Everyone is watching the tournament. Now where do I find a sword? Absolutely have to get him one. My father will be really mad. I'm going to ask those woodcutters if they can lend me one. Ask them, my man. Let's check actually what's the game speed. It does seem a bit slow. Sorry, could you lend me a sword? Can't. Did he take us for warriors? We're simple woodcutters. The only available sword is in the church patio. Patio? I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Clearly we have to see if the priest will let you pass. You must say you're coming to pray and he certainly will open the door to you. But it won't be that easy to get the sword, kid. Thank you. Now we go there. Bandits! Take them. I have the strength to face them. 5 HP bandits. And we already got a level up. Smack the shit out of them. And go grab the sword. Please let me pass. What do you want, son? I come to pray. In that case, go ahead, my son. Doink. Run and give the sword to your brother Kay. Okay. I hope my brother don't notice that this isn't his sword. Look at this kid. He drew the sword. Hurry up, hurry up. Sir Kay, Arthur's stepbrother, recognized the sword as soon as he took it up, and immediately he showed it to his father. Sir Hector, with his sons, came to the church and asked Arthur to reinsert his sword in the stone and to draw it again, which the kid easily did. Before the evidence of the facts, Arthur's father and brother kneeled. The Archbishop of Canterbury informed of what happened. Ordered to summon all knights, each of them tried in vain to draw the sword. Only Arthur was able to draw it. The knights tried again the day of Pentecost, but once again Arthur was the only one to succeed, and so the Archbishop decided to invest Arthur with the title of knight, and then of king. And Arthur swore that he would be a just and loyal king until the end of his days. Victory? Oh yeah. After he tried to organize his own rule and set peace and order, Arthur moved to Wales with his knights in the city of Carlion to be officially crowned. But in the meantime, a group of kings and knights, among them King Lot of Lothian and Orkney, King of Scotland, King of Carados and the King of the 100 Knights, conspired to remove him, ignoring Arthur's true origins. Those noble lords assembled at Carlion's to express their opposition to a man without lineage or nobility taking the crown of England. On Merlin's advice, Arthur tried to discuss with them, but he wasn't listened to. The wizard himself tried to dissuade them, but nobody listened to him. Faced with this threat, Arthur gathered his most loyal knights, armed and catered, and decided to face the imminent attack by taking position in a walled tower. At that point, the rebel nobles began the siege of the tower. We're besieged and the enemy is going to attack. Hurry, repair the damaged door. To the south. We must prevent them from taking the tower. Yes, your majesty. May God give us the strength to destroy the enemy. Quick, take weapons. The enemy attacks. Your majesty, if you should be in danger, don't hesitate to use Uther's sword. Someone should go find the army I sent to the southeast to call them back. What's the hotkey for stand round? N. No one move. Unit pebbles. There's much to repair here, honestly. And the walls a little bit. Less. Let's see if this is plus. Gonna get rid of the catapults. Gate is actually not that wrong. Less again. Those are my special units here. We do have quite a lot of them. And it looks like we're done here. Fuck. Next, do we have to kill them? The enemy is retreating to prepare the final attack. Unless a miracle happens, we're lost. This is meanwhile in the enemy camp. Merlin, you who are a wise man, tell us why this beardless kid without lineage took the throne of England. Oh lords, I'll tell you why. Arthur is the son of King Uther Pendragon, born to Igraine. He was once the bride of Duke Tyndagal, and so he is destined to be King of England. In this case, Arthur is an illegitimate son, and so he can't take the throne. The goods we'll offer Arthur will be the sword and war. It's a shame that such a noble land is held by a kid without nobility. What you say is not true. Arthur was conceived 3 hours after the Duke's death. 13 days later, Uther married Igraine and became queen. Therefore, Arthur is the fruit of the marriage, and he's not a bastard as you want to claim. Ah, you're a sorcerer and a charlatan. I announce that despite your disagreement or anyone else's, Arthur is the rightful king. He will destroy his enemies and will long reign over England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, as well as other kingdoms that I won't bother to name. We're not the kind of men who let themselves be intimidated by the deceptive words of a diviner. Finally, they decided to listen to Arthur, who went out escorted. When he met the rebel lords, loud and angry words came from both sides and no agreement was reached. The Lord now attack the nobles with strength, while they are unprepared and disorganized. Moreover, some knights have abandoned the rebels and joined our cause. We will meet them in the south. I'll help you with my magic. If we attack their leaders, we will win the battle. We will fall upon them with beating left and right. Come on, let's go. not quite sure if I wanna... Alliance inhabitants have joined our cause, armed with sticks and clubs. Wow, though. Archbishop. I'm a bit worried here with these guys. Oh, I guess we don't get vision of them, but they are here. We should send something to the south, but I guess we're more or less going there right now. Oh, what, did we win? As the enemies fled, Merlin appeared to Arthur and advised him not to chase them because his men were few and tired. Back in London, Arthur called the General Council, during which Merlin predicted that the 6 rebel lords still feel free would sporadically continue the war. What to do? Would be a decision of the king, but he would have counted on the strength and loyalty of his knights. Ah, you're victorious. Okay, well that was a quick one. Alright then. GG.